I mean, I would say the number one thing is actually take some time to rest and get refreshed, no matter what you are doing in your life. Like, this is a good time to have a couple down days where you're just chilling. Go on, for me, it's nature. Go on nature walks, hikes, go to the beach, walk through a forest, all that kind of stuff. Um, and then actually do a year-end review like we're doing now. It's like, how do you feel refreshed? It's like, at some point you gotta, especially in today's fast-paced world, it's really easy to sort of just get in a trance, and just days go by and weeks go by and months go by, and you never really take a moment, or like, even a moment for a lot of people is like, oh, I'm not, you want me to just sit still and think about my life for 5 minutes? That's too much. But like, yeah, end of week reviews, looking at the end of the month and the beginning of the month, looking back, planning forward. And certainly right now, now's the time to look back on all your wins and your successes, give yourself credit for everything that you have accomplished, and then figure out what, if you don't like some of those answers, what can you start changing. A lot of that change should probably come from here. Maybe about 80% of that change is most likely mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And then just build in some actions and activities into your life. So yeah, I would say do this review, go through these 10 questions and give your own answers, share them with family and friends, and then actually like look at a calendar ahead of time and be like, what do I want to do this year? How am I going to plan that out? Despite all the uncertainty, plan what you can. Some people, your lizard brain might trick you into thinking, oh, it's too uncertain. The world's crazy. I don't know about travel. I don't know about all that stuff. And I've found myself doing that. But you still got to plan your life and be in the driver's seat. And if there's things that you want to do with your life and with your career, start making those decisions right now. And instead of thinking immediately, oh, I can't because of blank, think, how can I?
Yeah.
How can I, despite that? That's really like true champions and true winners. They weren't like, oh, I can't because, that's never the story of a champion. Oh, I couldn't because I blank. It's no, like, you know what? It was like, despite all the odds, despite all the shit, there was a shit storm of chaos going around me. And somehow I just stayed laser focused and figured it out and surrounded myself with positive people, and we made shit happen. Like, that's the kind of attitude I think you need to have, and just plow into 2022 with positive expectations and a positive plan to get you there.
Mm-hmm. I like to think of LeBron James or Connor McDavid. LeBron James plays basketball and has been playing for 19 seasons. And continuously he has changed throughout his career to adapt to age, circumstance, who he's playing with, and continuously surprises everyone. Like right now, he's on a 5-game 30-point streak or something. And so like he continuously grows and outfits his game so that it suits what he needs at that moment for his body, for his team, for making sure that he's ready to go into the playoffs so that he can make a championship run out of it. And like he has continuously worked his mindset. And Connor McDavid, one of the best hockey players playing in the game today, was continuously working on his one-timer shot this year, which he has never really worked on before, and continuously is trying to get better at. And like his teammates make fun of him sometimes because sometimes they're fantastic one-timers and sometimes they're not that great. But you know what? If you continuously work on perfecting something that you may not be as good at right now, but you continuously work on that skill, you will progressively get better. It's like what Lars and I were doing at the summertime, and just continuously playing basketball and continuously working on our shots and just getting out there, having fun, and just getting some exercise. Like the more you do that and the more you find things that are helpful to you and inspiring to you, acting is not the be all end all. And it's like Tom has said before, and we said that at the beginning of the podcast, you are a professional human being. And so get out there, get out in the world, do things that scare you, have fun, and find the joy in everything that you're doing, because you know what? There's so much more out there for you, especially if you have a mindset of things are going to be great. because I am a great person. And I believe that you are.
Love it. Love it. I'm going to shout out another guy that I've been paying a lot of attention to. His name is Rob Dyrdek. He has a podcast called Build with Rob and a company called the Dyrdek Machine. Most people might know Rob Dyrdek as the host of Ridiculousness. It's hard to say. Ridiculousness, sort of a viral video clip show. He's also had a show called Robin Big. Previous to that, he was a professional skateboarder and then became sort of a businessman. Not sort of, he's a massive businessman. Dyrdek Machine, essentially what they do is they build companies. So he sort of built his own Dragon's Den. And one of the things that he talks about and says is the idea of winning before you start. So before he starts any of these new ventures and new businesses, he started with the end in mind and worked his way backwards. Like, what does he want to do? Okay, my goal is to have an 8-figure exit where I sell this company to one of the 100 companies that would have that kind of cash to buy that kind of company. And then he just works backwards to figure out what he needs to do and puts the plan together. So it's the idea of, and he doesn't start anything unless he's already had that mentality and mindset of winning. They call it a do or die mindset. That's sort of his group of people. They're called do or diers. And just the idea of, he doesn't start things without knowing he's going to win. Why? Because he expects to win, but also he starts with a plan and then works backwards. So it's not really like, yeah, shit happens, but then you just might got to duck and weave and dodge and weave a little bit and adjust a little bit. But he just doesn't start until he already knows that he's going to win. And that's just such a mindset game. And as you were talking, Brandon, I thought what you were describing, you said grow and you said change. That's literally, I think that's the definition of life. Like, life forms, life, not just human life, but any life, whether it's an amoeba or a plant or an animal. It's what do? We grow and we change, aka adapt. And if you don't grow, you're probably dying. And if you're not adapting, you also might be dying. So grow and change, grow and change, grow and change. That's a formula. Like, I think that's the reason humans are still alive on Earth right now, is because we grow and then we change and we adapt and we change and we adapt and we keep growing. So that's literally what it's all about.